Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to talk all about the new stuff coming to the game this Wednesday. We've got Dark Fina, a new 100 cost unit we'll have to pull for. We've got Macloud, a new free MR unit. We've got a new staff coming into the game. The Ice Lance is getting a +6. We're going to preview all of that stuff right here. And I want to start with Macloud, because first of all, I'm very happy that an Ovis unit is getting brought into the game. I want to see more Ovis units working their way in. Here's Macloud, and he's a free MR. Now, I'm comparing him here to Cyrelle, who was our last free MR unit, and let me tell you, that girl is a UR unit in disguise. I don't think Macloud is going to be as good as Cyrelle is, but Macloud does have a couple situations and a couple things he really excels in. His raw stats are not one of those things. At only 2937 HP, that's pretty low. 513 attack for a unit whose main job is to like kill the enemies, kind of low. He does have one more agility than Cyrelle is, but his resistances are really pedestrian, and nothing on his stat page, in my opinion, really jumps off the board, except for that 20 missile resist. That is where this guy is going to shine. If you want a specific anti-missile unit, Macloud's your boy, and he's going to help your group in that way. Now let's take a look at his kit and we'll see why. First of all, his TMR is just okay. It's 132 attack spear with 15 critical rate for the effect. Not great, not terrible. I would not be rushing him for this, although he's free, so build him, you know. His master ability is decent. You're going to give Ice Allies 10% HP and 25% immobilize resistance. I do like his personal master ability of AP consumption down 15 and critical damage 25. I've been saying this a lot talking about Lara Croft. Critical damage is a big stat in this game. When you crit, it's not that impactful unless you're also building crit damage. He gets 25 right there, which is nice. Now, let's explore his kit. His support abilities are really, really good, especially the combination of Trick Lancer's Mastery and Tune-Up. This is going to give you 80 defense penetration without buffing. That basically means Macloud is not going to care about defense, which will help him do that damage he's going to need to do if you're running him as a carry with that lower base attack stat, so I do really like that. You will also get 25 crit rate, 15 more missile resist, which puts him at what, 35, and 12% more agility, which will take advantage of a 60 base agility MR unit, which is very good for one of them. Now, if you really want to go anti-missile, you can also add another 15 on there, which would put you at what, 50? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I wouldn't recommend this. Now, his counter abilities suck, mostly because one of them makes him go berserk, which is really, really dumb. And the other two have a chance of killing your allies. Predictive fire, you can end up shooting your allies in the back if they're in front of you. And counter trick, you can end up poking your allies in the back if they're in front of you. No good. I hate his counter abilities. I think they're pretty bad. But his main job is decent. Look, Winter Luartha is a Trick Lancer like Macloud is, and she's one of the best DPS units in the game. Now, she's better than him statistically, I think, and you really want on Winter Luartha to upgrade your bind throw to give her that 6 range, 5 range heart, long range spear throw move that she's really known for. Macloud is an anti-missile unit. His EX upgrade comes from Arrow Shield Melody. This gives a 35% missile resistance to allies. 35%. That means if you were running both of his missile resist support abilities and he buffed this, he'd be at 85. That's before gear, vision cards, and espers. It would be insanely easy to get this guy to 100% missile resist. The problem with that in the modern game is like, yeah, sure, you see a lot of Jadens out there, right? Jaden can also just jamming thrust you for 10,000 damage. And so, you know, the 100% missile resist is good till you get thrusted in the throat. Oh, that's anyway. But this is still a really, really good buff, and in my opinion, the highlight of this dude's kit. It'll also give 30 accuracy to your allies and raises his pierce attack by 40, making him, like, with this buff online, he is a good unit who is making your team better. With this buff not online, I think he's pretty average as a unit. I do also want to highlight his job level 25 ability, which reduces the counter chance by 100 for 3 turns for targets in an AoE. This will effectively turn off reflex, turn off Aeon Bond, turn off, you know, whatever counter move they're using, and removes haste. This is a very good move, Neutral Lance. I think you want him using this instead of like bind throw like Winter Luartha is doing, so that's what he's got. He does not have in his kit a much PvE utility. He doesn't have like that triple hit move. You can give him the vision card that gives piercing units triple hit if you wanted to go that way. You could run Viking for some slash moves if you want. You could run dual gunner for some missile moves, and there is a 4-hit missile attack in here, which makes me wonder about potential ice missile chains later for people who have like, you know, the Barretts of the world and want to run them with this guy. Maybe, but it honestly doesn't, like, dual gunner does not increase your range very much. It does give you some nice AoE options, but I think he's going to be okay. I don't expect him to be as good as Cyrelle, but for a free unit, if you want some missile resist, he is your guy. Now, an ice spear user means we are getting the +6 Ice Lance this week. So let's take a look at this. I think what they're going for here is they're trying to turn this into an accuracy piece of gear. The aim +6 jumps up to 24 accuracy, and at +6, it is picking up another 10 accuracy here. That makes it a 34 accuracy item, which is pretty dang good, especially for a weapon, which opens up the rest of your kit to any other gear you want without having to go like, ring, accuracy ring or accuracy TMR. So I do think that is nice, and considering he has that high accuracy buff, for him in particular, I think the accuracy version of the spear will be enough to make him almost a sure hitter in most cases, but I don't love the 110 attack on here, which again builds me back into one of his weaknesses, his kind of like low potential damage. I just don't see him one-shotting a bunch of people, more as like a DPS utility unit with missile resist and can turn off counter moves. Okay, so that's Macloud. Now, let's talk about the big ticket item of the week. That's our new 100 cost unit, Dark Fina. I want to start this off by saying she is a non-limited unit. We're in that season right now where we're going to get a lot of limited units for a while. If you were going to pass on a unit that you could get later, Dark Fina will always be in the pool. I just want everybody to know that and keep that in mind. Now I'm going to hype her up. Okay, so be ready. I'm going to hype her up now. Okay, she has a new job, Sorceress of Hess, Scholar Devout, really good job setup right there. Her TMR, I love it. It's a 7 agility TMR. That's the highest TMR base agility in the game. Yep, great for agility tuning. I love that stuff. And it's a 2-cast missile attack resist pin 40 with activation time down. For mages that you want to just blow people up, I like this TMR a lot. It's probably like A tier, right? Okay, let's look at her kit. Here we go. Ooh, actually, you know what? Let's compare her stats first. Let's take a look at her stats before we dive into her kit. Wow, I almost forgot to actually do the stat comparison here. And the cool thing with Dark Fina is we already have Black Rose Helena, another 100 cost Dark Mage waifu unit that we can compare to, and somebody that has been a meta unit for a long time. And I think Dark Fina is also going to be that. So let's check out their stats. HP wise, Black Rose Helena has a little more HP than Dark Fina does, but I'm telling you right now, Dark Fina is a tanky girl. Magic wise, look at that stat. 657 base magic on Dark Fina is crazy. Black Rose Helena, who does a ton of damage, only has 519. 62 agility compared to Helena's 63, so about the same there. Dex and Luck are fine, and then note that 6 defense and 2 spirit. Dark Fina is a unit that could just stack defense and spirit like crazy. Her resists are also very good. She's essentially only weak to light and pierce, and it's not that weak. Black Rose Helena also has those same weaknesses. They're just very high damage units that are tanky, and it almost feels to me like Dark Fina is she's a different version of, she's not exactly like Black Rose Helena, but she's going to be very tanky, and she's somebody who could use Black Rose Helena's TMR to boost her tankiness even more if you were going that way. Now, let's look at her support abilities. It's a brand new job, so I'm going to go over everything here. One of her EX upgrades is Mystery of the Majin. This is a 40 spirit penetration buff, which is awesome. 24 spirit and 12 agility. This is an S tier support ability. You get more damage, you get more tankiness, and you get more speed. It's everything she wants. So that is phenomenal. Do you want to go a little more defense with some accuracy? Boom, you have Scholar's Note. Do you want just to be super tanky or with more defense and spirit while sacrificing a little bit of damage? Boom, you have Guru's Knowledge. Do you want less activation time? I mean, maybe you want for some like PvE tuning or something like that, but any combination of these first 3 support abilities are really good. and you can see how you're going to be stacking defense and spirit no matter what. You just are going to be based on her support abilities. For her counter moves, I really like a couple of them. Preemptive magic has a chance of killing people that are going to kill you before they hit you. I love that. It's only 121% modifier, but it scales with magic, dex, agility, and lux. Has a bit of range to it. It's range 3, range height 2. So if somebody walks into range of you and they're trying to kill you, you might just blow them off the map first. I love that a lot. She has regular counter magic, which there's no reason to run that when you have preemptive magic. And she has anti-healing, which is actually just a reactive heal. So a 20% chance she just heals herself a little bit, which does fit into like her high damage bruiser kit, right? Helps keep her alive. Personally, I think preemptive magic is probably the best way to go. Looking at her main job, her cheap multi-use move is just Comet, which is colorless. That's interesting, but it does give her a colorless option in a world, especially in PvP, where a lot of people are stacking dark and light resist. This gives her a colorless DPS option, which could be nice. She has Samiramami's Revoke. I said that so right. Anyway, it's a magic attack buff for her that nullifies Confusion, Stun, and Berserk. This isn't bad, but she has so many good buffs, I don't know that you're going to be using this one. Okay, Dystopia. This is a ranged AoE attack that is going to be one of her biggest moves, in my opinion. It's a double hitter, 3 uses, and has a 25% chance of inflicting stop. This is AoE stop. That is so powerful. This is the kind of thing that, like, on a Guild Wars defense team can just cheese you wins over and over again. The enemy's coming at you, you're on your second defense, your allies are low HP, boom, she AoE stops 2 people on the enemy team, and you run them over, get that defense, and win your guild the fight. I think that's insane. Okay, now check out this buff right here. And full wall. God, the translations are good. And full wall. This is an AoE buff, 3 uses. Magic, 40% for your allies. Spirit, 20 for 3 turns for your allies. Light and dark resist, 20 for 3 turns for your allies. And 20 more spirit penetration for her. Like, could they have packed any more power into this buff? It is insane. It is a spirit, light resistance, dark resistant buff for defense. 40% more magic and spirit penetration for her. Whoa. This is insanely good. You're going to build early movement around getting this buff on your team, and Light and Dark Resist are 2 of the most wanted buffs in the game. Sorcery Sphere. This is a Dispel Runic Shield ability, and will decrease single target resist by 30 for 3 turns, has an increased chance to hit, has a decent range, and 4 uses. If you are trying to put her into a PvE group, this does give you a single target resistance debuff option, which is pretty cool, and she does have multi-hit moves in her kit. Dystopia right here is a 2-hit multi-move. Her limit break is a 4-hitter, so keep those in mind. Sorceress of Hess, this is a paralyze, just like a TP paralyze move, with a 10% chance to petrify. I mean, I don't think we're going to see it necessarily, but there's a 10% chance to petrify. That's kind of cool. Mustadio can also do that. And then she has Darga, which is just AoE dark magic damage. Okay, Scholar Job. This is the job you go into a lot of times if you want to be specifically anti-physical and stack defense, because you get a 15 defense buff for yourself. I think most of the time you're going to be focused on getting like a TMR buff cast on her and then using her like Omega Good other, TP buff. Then you just have like the regular stuff in here. Here's the big deal with Scholar. Law of Geoabsorption. It's called Falling Rock Sucking Method on the JP translation, but you can already see how much defense and spirit this girl's going to have. Now add into that she has a 185% modifier, big AoE damage move that will full heal her when she does it. This move is insane. If you've messed with the new Luelle at all, who has this on instant cast now, it's crazy how much healing this does for you. It's crazy how much damage this is going to do. So there's a really good chance. Again, think of like a Guild Wars defense. They're trying to wear you down. Your Dark Fiend is at like, 10% HP or something. She walks out there, boom, Geo Absorb, sucks everybody's HP back. Boom, right? Insane. Okay, we go down to Devout. This is Minwoo's job. This is Resnick's job. Here's the thing. Dark Fina is definitely going to be a DPS unit who's going to prefer doing DPS moves and buffing, not healing. You do get access to a nice dark buff in here with skill activation time down. So if you were setting her up to just power up another member of your group, I could see using this. She also has a self AoE and slash resistance buff in here, but mostly this seems like something that you would do for like manual play where you're trying to get some like healing and buffing done. She could be a great option for like those nightmare level difficulty missions where you need her for her damage, but you might also need to keep your team alive. This would be the time you'd go this. And then her limit break is a 4-hit move. Range 4, range height 2, dispels all buffs for the target, pretty strong. I think you can just see, like, her kit is definitely just geared around killing the enemy and being really hard to kill. Oh, and guess what I forgot to mention? She also has, re-raise. Yeah, might as well, right? She has re-raise. That also gives her 40 AoE resistance until she gets hit. It has 2 uses. So again, as a Guild Wars defense unit, which I think this girl's going to be super annoying there, first fight, she has re-raise. Second fight, she has it again. Wow. So hard to deal with. I think she is going to be a top tier unit in this game. So if you are wanting to pull for her, I think it's not a bad idea. Just do keep in mind she is a permanent unit, will be in the game forever. Now we are getting a new staff with her as well. The Doom Twilight is what it's called over here on the JP side. High magic. 183 magic on that magic version. I think that's going to be the way to go. You want this girl killing people. Magic attack plus 10 with the plus 5. And it has a 30% chance to not activate reflex or Aeon Bond or any of those counter abilities. I love weapons with a percent chance down of activating reflex. I mean, really, I'm talking about reflex. It's the most triggering move in the game. Any chance I could get to lower that happening, I will take it all day long. So there we go. That's our 2 new units, our new weapons. That's the whole preview video. There. I hope it was annoying. I hope it was annoying. I hope it was good. Anyway, we got an account review coming up next. Let's see if I can like navigate that without saying the wrong word 7 times. And today's bonus account review comes to us from Wygarf. Now, I cannot say this name. It is the guy who, in the original Final Fantasy Tactics, if your Ramza was not built up right, would absolutely stop your progression in the game. And if you're like me and didn't have a lot of backup saves, you might have had to restart Final Fantasy Tactics during this boss fight. This account is also not to be confused with Willie Goat's account, who is a big Wygarf fan. This is Wygarf. Now, let's take a peek at this account. Rank 163 at the time of the screenshot being sent, which was a few weeks ago actually. Royal rank 9, so someone who does spend a little bit of money, but not like a super whale. Actually someone who just does a lot of grinding, and what you will see in this account is the kind of power you can get, especially in gear, if you're willing to commit to the grind a little bit. We're going to show that off in a big way. Is the leader of the guild Shinra. They are recruiting, so drop your name in the comments section if you want to get recruited to the guild. Let Wygarf here know if you want into Shinra. Mastery, definitely really heavy light, level 34 light, by far and away the highest level 1. Wind coming in second at level 30. Okay, favorited units. I believe I see a theme here among the favorited units, and I think it's a theme that many of the players in this game share. This is actually a more impressive tactics collection than mine. I don't have the Delita at all, so I still have to get Delita when tactics runs around next time. You got all of them at 99. Ready to go. Now, when we're looking at light, this was your highest level 1, and you can see straight away, you got Locke, Elena, Lucio, Kilfei, Jaden, Warrior of Light, Elsie, Yuna. You've got the big ticket ones ready to go. I would say Sakura, if you get her to 120, she is one of the best, killers of dark in this game right now. I've been very impressed with Sakura's master ability 2 at 120. She's great. Engelbert at 99, I feel you on this one. As somebody else who leveled up Warrior of Light, I just have never been able to make myself commit to leveling Engelbert. I have everything ready to go if I ever have to for limited, so I do feel you here. I would love to see Thancred at 120 just because he's so cool. Okay, Dark. Even though Dark was not your most leveled up account element, you do have the top end of Dark that's really strong. With Detective Leela, Ruinstern, and Black Rose Helena, you got the 120 Shadow Links, Promptu at 99. I would obviously Joker not being here prevents you from running that ultimate 1-2 combo, but definitely more of a light player than a dark who can still do dark PvE content with what you have, so that's fine. Here's just the rest of your dark. You do have a ton of stuff to level 99, and one thing I'll point out about this account is you level things things up. Like, you have a lot of stuff leveled up, which is good for, you know, increasing those master abilities. Now, fire has obviously been a skip for you. I would say continue to skip along with fire. For ice, you actually have Laswell and Gilgamesh at 120 with the Nash at 120. Kind of a cool limited cost option team right here, depending on what the cost is. If you're going for limited cost ice, I highly recommend Winter Victoria, or not Winter, regular Victoria. I call her Winter Victoria because she's ice and it's cold outside during winter sometimes. I get her up there. And then your Agrius is, you know, I mean, she's coming. The Agrius days are returning soon. So getting her up there with like Victoria would give you a nice little 5-man squad of ice there to mess with. Now, Wind was your second highest leveled one. You have Joom, and when you have Joom, you can just run Wind. It opens it up, and you're ready to go. Sottily, Marymore, Tifa, Halloween Little Leela, 2B, your Cyrelle's at 120, Dario's almost there. This is ready to rock, especially your magic users and the evasion girls with Joom. You're ready to go. Your Wind is looking real good. And then a bunch of other, you're like leveled up to 99 stuff to help those master abilities. Okay, Earth. Noctis is here. Oberon is close. When Oberon gets up there, that really unlocks your like Oberon Noctis combo. Again, I see them run with Velis a lot of times. And if we go back just a couple pictures here, Velis is only 89 for you right now. So I know you're working on him. Keep working on that guy. When he's up there, it will open a bunch of team comp building options for you. Otherwise, your Earth is looking pretty solid. Noctis with Ketone and my gosh, Pumpkin Spice Frederica. Cool little evasion duo right there with Noctis buffing them up, or combined with like that Oberon who's just a monster when you get him leveled. And then here's just the rest of your Earth. I will give a big shout out to Luelle. Her master ability 2 made her into a whole nother kind of monster. Okay, Lightning. You've got the Cloud at 120, Silma at 120, and that's really it. If you were wanting to level Orlando when he rolls back around, pair him with Cloud, you could also snag Lightning at that same time that Orlando gets his EX, and then you have a real big hitting squad for Lightning. Otherwise, Charlotte would be a unit I would look to get to just kind of unlock a little bit more team building options for the future of your Lightning. And I say get, you have her at level 30, but leveling somebody from 30 to 120 is there's a ways there. I don't know what your Mind Sphere situation looks like though, or your Shard situation. Okay, so water. You can play water. You definitely can play water. You have the Asterius Celis combo. That's the highest end combo for water. And then you have great options to pair them with. Or again, you can go to like another support unit like Velis when you get him ready to go, or any other thing. I've seen a lot of Oberon paired with those two for some really nice powerful comps. Okay, Espers. This is the most impressive thing. Every Esper you have is level 99. Look at this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of level 99 Espers. Now, here's the deal. No Dark Odin, no Demon Wall. Dark Odin is those two are misses in my opinion. If you ever get a chance to pick those up, I mean, Demon Wall, if that ever reruns, that is the best tank Esper in the game still in my opinion. I would highly recommend snagging that. And then Dark Odin, that might just be one you have to luck into sometime. But I mean, this is impressive. I haven't done this. That's awesome. Okay, vision cards. You said that you have about all your MR vision cards leveled up. I didn't put those screenshots on here, but what you've done, especially for somebody who's like a moderate to light spender, is you've been very selective on your level 99 vision cards. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 pages of level 99 only vision cards, and you're just picking and choosing the ones that you want to level up. I think that's the way to go. So good job with your VCs. Not a ton to say there. Now, if Espers were the most impressive thing on this account, this is a near second. You only shared screenshots of your +5 gear. Just watch this, guys. Watch. We're going to cycle through some +5 gear. There are weapons. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages of +5 weapons. The man levels up his gear. Oh, let's go to armor. Let's see, here's a page of +5 armor, including, let's start to notice this UR armor, especially, okay, yeah, there's 4 Sages hats, 3 smart coats. Okay, let's go to the next page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winter coats. The man has 5 +5 winter coats. What in the world? Like, this is a full PvE evasion winter coat team, if that's even possible. That is insane. That is insane. It is the best evasion piece of gear in the game, you got 5 of them. This man grinds his gear. We got 5 emblems of devouring, so those are sitting on the bench. You do have the Jack Frost doll +5, orange sunglasses, 2 of those. A lot of good +5 accessories, honestly. Like, your accessory game is also on point, which is not surprising at all. Love the 3-star, the silver spectacles, Shinra Bangle. And then, you did mention that this is probably like the thing you need to be working on next. I would take all this grinding energy you have and just start getting a ton of raw TMR stone material, and then once you just have so much of it, it's really not that bad to level these up. You're clearly willing to do the grind. You clearly have enough TMRs that you can, make some trust stones happen. So check out those TMR videos that I've made, that other people have made. Work on this next, and your account is looking very, very good, my man, especially for light and wind and water. I think those are your strongest elements. And Wygarf, mostly, thank you for always being a big supporter of my channel. This man gifts a ton of subs on Twitch when I'm live on there, so thank you for that continued support. And guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Good luck on your polls tomorrow if you're polling, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.